What's up, guys? It's Jeremy Lou Photography. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are doing the second part of this edit. This is going to be a color edit of this shot I did with Allura over at Rancho San Rafael Park in Reno around the 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock time in the morning. Actually, I can tell you right now. I cannot. Before we get started, 11:02 a.m. Before we get started, I would love for you guys to read the description of this video. Check into hatchreno.com. Hatch Lab is a nonprofit that I run, and it's amazing, and we do amazing stuff there. But also how to get a hold of me, and if you haven't yet, please give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up on this video. I would truly appreciate it. We're building everything. Awesome. So what we're going to do is do a nice edit on this. I'm going to go for a vintagey style, and I kind of already edited it. I just reset it to let you guys know what we're doing. But here are the stats for this. 1/4000th of a second, f2.0, ISO 500, shot with the Interfit S1 strobe at high speed sync, which is why you can kind of tell where this light's hitting her, and it looks a little artificial to her. So we're going to go to this Porta 160 plus Visco edit. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with that, and that's our base edit for everything. And from there, I'm just going to kind of tweak the exposure. So I always click that, tweak the exposure, now tweak the color just a little. I want this a little warmer and a little vintagey feel. And I really want that high contrast. So now we're just playing with the, oh my God, that looks so cool. That looks really cool. So I'm using the palette system here. This is a low-free keyboard and Wacom tablet. You can see all that in the description. And I am going to be contacting them to see if I can get a little bit of a deal. And we're going to bring down the vignette a little bit to kind of darken the area around, because whatever's lightest, our eyes focus on. So I want them to focus straight into my beautiful model here, my home chick. She has bright purple hair in this. The one we did before is black and white, so you couldn't tell it's purple. Now this is bright purple. I want that purple to stand out. So we're doing that. So which is kind of why we use the strobe for this anyhow. I'm going to up the contrast just a little bit here because I love contrast in this image. And we're doing an old versus new school here. And I do need more of a fade in here. So the cool thing with Visco is it has a fade. If you guys don't have a fade, this little thing right here on your curve, as long as you get this part up, it'll create a fade. And what a fade is let me add an extreme fade. And this is where really the vintagey people kind of come into play. So little fade, big fade. You guys kind of see how it's all that whole background kind of turns into this film style edit. It ups the shadows a little bit, but in a different way. And then of course we're going to bump up this clarity. So guys, this is the main edit of the image to start. This is my starting point. This is where we're at. This is everything's beautiful. If I were to batch edit it all, I would batch edit based off of this. Now we actually get to go in and edit and play. We're going to use this beautiful little pen here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start always with the skin. So we're going to go to skin smoothing here. I have one that's custom created for me called J Style Skin. It's 70%, minus 70% clarity. And all I'm going to do is a rough one, kind of around all this skin here. And I'll show you guys what I do with that in a sec. I never like the skin to look plasticky. And her skin is still good enough that I don't have to do any frequency separation through Photoshop. So we're just gonna get all this skin here, not too much of the body because we're not really focused on it. If you did want to get more detailed into this, she has some unfinished tattoos that you can definitely pull out, but ever since I've shot her, I've never actually removed any of her tattoos. So I love this image because it's cropped differently, right? So we have her kind of down. I don't have anything like this in my portfolio. We're gonna bring this down to about 40, and then, so that's what's happening there. We're going to hit new, and then we're going to go into skin smoothing again. This time we're going to get our detail edits into her face. What up? He's upstairs. So we're going to do a little edit right here, guys. Just kind of pull this through. All this little detail stuff we got going on. He's upstairs.
He's upstairs.
Yeah.
Brevin's gone.
Brevin's gone. Boxing. Real life stuff, guys. Real life. All right, so that looks good to me, and then we have this little spot right here that's bugging me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of get my retouch, my clone. So I'm let the computer pick it. We're gonna hit Start C, and I'm staring at it, so it doesn't look that great to me. So I'm actually gonna lower the opacity on this because I do want a little bit of color change. Good. And really, guys, everything's like a learning basis. If I can't do it within these little setups here, then I would basically have to move it to Photoshop when I'm done and then go through that. So right now we're just doing this at 26 here, just very, very soft. Just kind of cleaning up a little bit of stuff here. Using the palette system to adjust my brush as I go. There we go. That looks awesome. That looks great. Now we're going to go into our new tool here again, or I'm sorry, our brush tool. And then we're going to hit new. Let's hit new first. Hit new. And then we're going to go into our dodge. And we're actually going to play with her eyes here a little bit. So I'm going to dodge kind of this white part of her eye. White part. White part. White part. I'm using the Wacom tablet here, guys. Really hard to edit without it. I set it forever. I was like, no, I could totally do it before. We're going to go in here and burn or darken around her eyes. I said it before. I was always like, no, dude, I could totally do everything with a, and you know, you can, I mean, with a mouse, until I started using this. When I first got my first one, so this is actually my second one, and my wife got it for me for my birthday, and I ended up selling it because I couldn't figure out how to use it. I would always let my hand kind of float off, and then it was hard for me to draw until I realized that I can actually leave my hand laying flat on here. So you see all these little dark spots right here? We're just emphasizing these spots for her. And what it does in the photo is it just pulls our shadows and our highlights. Cool, so everything looks awesome there. We're gonna go new. I'm gonna go back to this. And I'm actually just gonna pull a few highlights here in the nose. Love that. Right there, a little bit on the lips here, just to kind of pop that color of the lips. Little under the chin. Love it. So we're gonna pull out. That's what she said. And we're gonna look at this. Now, as I'm looking at this, it actually feels good. It feels a little over edited to me. Maybe I'm just staring at it really, really hardcore right now. So what I'm gonna do is her skin feels really, really over edited to me. And we're gonna go find which one we did for the skin here. Boom, and I'm actually gonna bring this down just a little bit more. There we go. That's my kind of my pet peeve there of over edited skin. And so I can go in, and I might send this to Photoshop. I'm not sure. Now I'm thinking about it, but we have this little bad boy here. Let's just up this. Boom, just like that. Sorry, my computer's being a little slow that we're going. We're at 8 minutes now. We're almost there, guys. Love that. Love that. Clean it up. Boom. This looks to be my final edit for this image. I think I want to just up the fade just a little bit here. Oh, God. Oh, God. That's what I get for not waiting for my computer. There we go. I think that's what I was missing. Just a little bit more of a fade. Love it. Hair's still in focus. Everything's in play. And it looks a little surreal. And that's kind of what I was going for with this image. This is the beginning. This is the after. Beginning, after. Again, editing is playing. You guys got to play. You guys got to learn. You guys got to do something a little different than you normally would do. And then something amazing will happen from it. And then you send this to a client and they love it, and then now you have a new way of editing. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Give me a comment. Let me know what you like. Again, please subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell to let you know every time I come in. And then if you haven't read, there's a little exclamation part by my logo up on the top that you guys can click and find out when we're at the lab. But I will talk to you guys later. Bye.